Roses is a 2025 satirical black comedy directed by Roach, written by Tony McNamara, whose credits include The Favourite. It is based on the 1981 novel The War of the Roses by Warren Adler, and it's a reimagining of the 1989 film of the same name. At its core, a once seemingly perfect marriage between Ivy and Theo Rose, played here by Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch, begins to unravel. Career shifts, resentments build, and what looked like a love story becomes something far messier. Now let's get into some facts and background details. The original novel by Warren Adler was published in 1981, and the 1989 film starred Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner. This new version shifts things in interesting ways. It leans into the British wit. Colman and Cumberbatch are both British, of course, but relocates large parts of the story to California. For example, the couple end up in Mendocino, California. Production began in Devon in June 2024, picking up from the UK setting before moving across to the United States setting. The film has drawn attention and criticism for a scene involving an EpiPen. An allergy charity flagged the depiction as grossly misleading regarding real-life usage. In terms of reception, it opened on August 29, 2025 in the United States and the United Kingdom. Critically, the film holds a mixed to positive scores. For example, Metacritic rated it a 58 out of 100, meaning mixed or averaged. But many critics agree Colman and Cumberbatch elevate the material. For example, Roger Ebert's site says Colman might be the best screen actress in English language at this moment, and Cumberbatch a better romantic comedy actor than his rather glum franchise-heavy filmography would suggest. One beautiful detail is the setting. While technically the United States, and of course California, the dialogue and tone retain that dry British edge. The film indulges in the clash of British versus American humour, and the upper crust snobbery is played to perfection. Now let's get into why I love this film. Firstly, the lead performances here from Colman and Cumberbatch are absolutely stunning. Their chemistry is electric. The biting dialogue rolls off their tongues. I mentioned earlier the dry British wit, and that is front and centre as it shines in contrast to the material. The script also gives them razor-sharp lines. For example, in one scene the therapist asks the couple to list things they love about each other, and Ivy ends with number 10. Theo is I can't use that word here. That kind of moment shows the film's willingness to go there. Yes, it's a black comedy. The humour is dark. The stakes are emotional, but it works because you can watch it and laugh, and then suddenly feel a sting. The cognitive dissonance is part of the fun. Visually, the film is lush. As one review noted, The Roses is actually quite nice to look at. Lush seaside views. I envied Colman's bold yet distinctive costumes. Plus the California scenery, though shot partly of course in the United Kingdom, gives it that breezy, sun-drenched backdrop where some nastiness unfolds. Unlike the 1989 version, which of course focuses heavily on the divorce between the couple, this version spends more time exploring the marriage before it implodes, the shifting dynamics, the ambition, the envy. So it feels fresh. Much of The Roses for me focuses more on the characters attempting to be nice to each other and failing, rather than the brutal one-upsmanship in the 1989 film. While Ivy and Leo are the core of the film, you also have fun bits with Kate McKinnon, Andy Samberg, and then even a quick cameo from Alice and Janie. McKinnon especially steals some scenes with her off-kilter comedy. She's an absolute genius, as is Samberg, who's also brilliant here too. Amid the doom, the gloom, and the heaviness of a lot of recent cinema and global news, this film offers a real relief. It's vicious, sure, but in a way that delights. You can't help but smirk, laugh, and then gasp, and then smirk and laugh once again. Now, of course, the film isn't perfect. Maybe the pacing feels a little uneven, and the film is a lot about the build-up rather than the blowout. And maybe some of the subplots, like Theo's parenting and Ivy's restaurant, sometimes feel a little bit underexplored, or a little click of the gag rather than fully grounded. If you're expecting the non-stop carnage of the original, you may find this more measured. This film more rather relies on the dry wit, fast-paced and excellent dialogue, and wonderful acting chops from both Cumberbatch and Colman. It's more of a reimagining than a remake. Now let's unpack some of the themes. Ivy's career takes off. Theo begins to falter. That reversal is the emotional ignition point. The film asks what happens when the power dynamics in a marriage shift. How do ego and identity react? There's the ideal life, pristine home, twin kids, successful careers, and this hides, of course, all the turmoil. It's a mirror of real couples in many ways. The film cleverly uses humour to expose this pain. The British wit is used as a weapon. Ivy and Theo's sarcasm cuts deep. The film plays with how Brits and Americans perceive banter, love, and conflict differently. One scene, the American friends interpret their harsh dinner table exchange as playful banter, as they misread the subtext. As noted earlier, this version spends more time in the before and the build-up. That offers deep character work. And the shift in scenery from London, meet cute, to Californian beach life also symbolizes drifting. The architecture, decor, restaurants, kids, sporting trials all reflect ideals gone wrong. The lines are sharp, catty, often barbed. That's part of their poison. You laugh, but it also stings. Now for me, The Roses absolutely delivers. From start to finish, I found it thoroughly entertaining, emotionally resonant, stylish, and smart. With the wonderful performances here from Colman and Cumberbatch, to the fantastic script and dialogue, and excellent direction here from Roach, this was a film that made me laugh, made me think, and it made me feel. The Roses gets a 9.5 out of 10. Because while the experience is nearly flawless for me, I recognise the pacing and tonal shifts issues might hold it back for some. But even with that, for what it sets out to do, it hits absolutely beautifully. If you want a film with sharp British wit, adult comedy, emotional undercurrents, and not necessarily non-stop slapstick carnage, you get more than satisfaction from this one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review and trivia. And let me know down in the comments, what did you think of The Roses? And I'll see you in the next one.